8 members A, B, C, D, E, F, G and H of a family are sitting around a circular table. 4 among them are facing the center of the table, whereas the rest are facing outward. So basically 8 members A, B, C, D, E, F, G and H who are sitting around a circular table. 4 of them are facing the center and the rest, which means the other 4 are facing outwards. So a mixture of inward and outward facing arrangement. You very well know that when a person is facing the center of the table, left should be taken towards clockwise and right has to be taken in the anti-clockwise direction. Whereas when the person faces outwards, left becomes anti-clockwise and right becomes clockwise. Okay. Now next point here. There are 3 married couples among them. There are 3 married couples among them. So 8 members among which there are 3 married couples. So this, like we had seen earlier, will have blood relations involved in the arrangement. Each family member is born in a different year. Each family member is born in a different year. So probably the questions asked, the 5 questions or the 8 questions asked along with this will have involvement of years. Like for example, who was born in the year 1967, right? Or who was born in the year 1961 and things like that. Then among A and B, one is facing the center and the other is facing outward. Among A and B, one is facing the center and the other is facing outward. So useful information, but you cannot use it immediately. If A is facing center, B is facing outward. If A faces outwards, then B is facing inwards or the center there. But who exactly is facing what is not very clear. Okay, so it will be useful, but not at the moment. D is facing opposite side of that of A. D is facing opposite side of that of A. What does it mean? D is facing opposite side of that of A. If A is facing center, D is facing outwards. If A is facing outwards, then D is facing center. Right? And is sitting beside A. So D is facing opposite side of that of A and is sitting beside A. So D is sitting beside A. I mean, no point in starting the arrangement. See, you know that the circular table will have 8 positions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. But you have no clue about which of these positions are center facing ones and which are the outward facing ones. So cannot really start at this point in time in my view, right? D is opposite to that of A. I mean, D is facing opposite to that of A and is sitting beside A. So is it DA, AD? Is A facing center? Then D is facing outwards. If A is facing outwards, then D is facing center. So lot of possibilities. So nothing concrete as such. Then G is the oldest member and is beside the one who is facing A. Can't use it. A's husband is facing inward. Who's A's husband? No clue. B is the brother of G and they have 8 years of gap between them and so on. C is the son of F, who is the only sister-in-law of B. C was born when his mother was 20 years old. How? C was born when his mother was 20 years old. So this is like interesting point, but nothing useful. G's wife was born in 1964 and is younger to G by 3 years. So you know that there are some hidden points, indirect points given here. Like for example, G's wife was born in 1964 and is younger to G by 3 years. So G's wife is younger to G by how many years? 3 years. And G's wife was born in 1964. So G would have born in 1961. Yes or no? G is older. Older by how many years? 3 years. Wife is younger than G, but G is younger to wife. G is older than wife. Elder, right? So how many years? 3 years. So 1964 minus 3, 1961. Then D is younger to his sister by 5 years. C is second to the left of B's wife and is to the immediate left of C's father. C is the nephew of A's husband and so on. So I think there are 2 parts involved here. One is the circular arrangement where you have to find out which person sits on which position, facing center or outwards, and which year was he born. The second thing is you need to also understand the relationship among different people in this family. Right? Unless that is done, it's going to be complex, because here he says A's husband. Now if you want to find out, like for example, here he says C second to the left of B's wife. No, C second to the left of B's wife. If you don't know who's B's wife, then it's not going to help you. So I think first we will focus on getting the family tree. Once the family tree is obtained, we will try to do the arrangement. Okay. So let us see where can we start the family tree with. A and B, one is facing center, other is outward. This is about arrangement. D is facing opposite of A is also about arrangement. Sitting beside A is about arrangement. G is the oldest member and is beside the one who's facing A, doesn't really help. A's husband is facing inward, also for arrangement. B is the brother of G. Let's start with this. B is the brother of G and they have 8 years of gap between them. B is the brother of G. So let me just put this first. B is the brother of G. B is the brother of G. Right? let me start at a corner so that I can use the space effectively, right? We already have very limited space. B is the brother of G. D is the brother of G. And they have 8 years of gap between them. So if, I mean, again, we don't know who's older, who's younger and all that. B is the brother of G. But at one point here, see, here he has mentioned that G is the oldest member. G is the oldest member. So very clearly, G is older than B. G is the oldest member, so obviously G is older than B. So 8 years of gap means what? If G is X years, B will be X minus 8 years old. Yes or no? If G is X years old, B will be X minus 8 years old, because they have a 8 years of gap between them. So keep that point in mind. The moment we get to know G's age or B's age, we can find out the other person's age. I'll highlight that so that we can use it later. Then C is the son of F, who is the only sister-in-law of B. C is the son of F. C is the son of F, who is the only sister-in-law of B. Okay, I mean, this is like a different branch. I cannot connect it immediately. Let me just draw a different branch. He says C is the son of F. C is the son of F. So F is here. C is the son of F. And F is the only sister-in-law of B. F is the only sister-in-law of B. What do you mean by sister-in-law? Sister-in-law is your brother's wife or your wife's sister. Okay, so C is the son of F, who is the only, who is here? F, who refers to F. F is the only sister-in-law of B. Sister-in-law of B. F is the sister-in-law, so F is female, of course. Then F is married to some person, male, of course. And B, only sister-in-law of B. You getting it? Or it could be the other way. B's, I mean, the other possibility is this, that B is married to someone whose sister is F and F's son is C. You getting it? Sister-in-law, is of two types. I mean, not in terms of nature or anything, but there are two relations which can be termed as sister-in-law. One is your spouse's sister is sister-in-law. The other is your brother's wife is sister-in-law. So in case 1 here, we have taken B's brother's wife as sister-in-law. F is the sister-in-law of B. Here you have taken B's spouse's sister as sister-in-law. Right? So we need to get some clarity there. Let's move on and see anything else given there. G's wife was born in 1964. Okay, C was born when his mother was 20 years old. C was born when his mother was 20 years old. So that point also would be useful, but in future. C was born when his mother was 20 years old. So let's forget about this. Now look at this. G's wife was born in 1964. G's wife was born in 1964 and is younger to G by 3 years. Now, this point here gives us a lot of information. It says G's wife was born in 1964. So clearly G is married. And he's talking about G's wife. So obviously G's husband. So G is a male person. His wife, whoever it is, was born in which year? 1964. So let's say the year is 1964. G's wife was born in 1964. These are two separate branches. Don't get confused, right? And is younger to G by 3 years. Who is younger to G? G's wife. G's wife was born in 1964 and is younger to G by 3 years. So G's wife was born in 1964 and she is younger. So G would have born in 1961, right? So G is 3 years older, or the wife is 3 years younger, right? Then D is younger to his sister by 5 years. D is younger to his sister. Where is D? We don't know. D is younger to his sister by 5 years. 1 second. Let me just write it neatly. D is younger to his sister by 5 years. D, where is D? No clue. C is second to the left of B's wife. That also will not help. I mean, that is about arrangement. C is the nephew of A's husband. I think one risk, or I would say one assumption that we can do is, if you see, we know that F is the sister-in-law of B and F is the only sister-in-law of B. Now it's very clear. You see, I'll go back to that point. Where is that? F is the only sister-in-law. Yeah, look at this point. C is the son of F. I'm focusing on this point. C is the son of F and F, who is the only sister-in-law of B. Now this keyword only plays a very important role here. Keyword only plays a very important role here. See, we know that C is the son of F, which is straight, no, not a problem with that. But F is the only sister-in-law of B. See, only sister-in-law of B. B's brother's wife is B's sister-in-law. And there can be only one sister-in-law. As per the data, there's only one sister-in-law. So I can forget about this case. I told you that there are two types of sister-in-law. One is your brother's wife. The other one is your spouse's sister. But that spouse's sister case is ruled out here because we already know that B has a brother G and G is married. So whoever comes here has to be the sister-in-law of B. So we can now say that this is the correct one. And we can connect these two. Are you able to follow? So I can just say that, I mean the same thing. B's brother is G. G's wife is F. F's son is C. So F comes here. F is the person. And F's son is C. So I'll clear this up now. Are you able to follow? The second branch that we have drawn separately has got connected to the first one. I'm clearing it off because I need space to do the... I'm trying to go as slow as possible so that you don't get confused anywhere. Right? You have to consider all the possible cases. We have considered two possibilities. One of them got ruled out. So now you see, C is the son of F, who is the only sister-in-law of B. So the only sister-in-law of B. B's brother is G. G's wife is F. And C is the son of F. C is the son of F. Was the only sister-in-law of G. So this point is used. C was born when his mother was 20 years old. Now look at this. This point can be used now. C was born. I am underlining this. C was born when his mother was 20 years old. Now understand, C's mother is F. C's mother is F. C was born when his mother was 20 years old. Now F was born in 1964. When was F 20 years old? In 1984. So C was born in 1984. You getting it? C was born when the mother was 20 years old. So that point which was highlighted earlier has been used now. C was born when the mother was 20 years old. So mother was born in 1964. She was 20 years old in 1968. So she was born in 1984. So she was born in 1984. C is the son of F. This point has also been used. Right? And now look at this. B is the brother of G and they have 8 years of gap between them. I know the age of G is 1961. We had also discussed that G is the oldest member. So B has to be younger than G. How many years younger? 8 years younger, because they have a gap of 8 years between them. So if G was born in 1961, B was born in 1969. Right? There's a gap of 8 years between them. And B is younger. How is B younger? How do we know B is younger? Because G is oldest. If G is oldest, B cannot be older than G. Right? So I think we have got a good part of the family diagram there, right? B is the brother of G. They have 8 years of gap between them. C is the son of F, who is the only sister-in-law of B. C was born when the mother was 20 years old. G's wife was born in 1964 and is younger to G by 3 years. Right? Then anything else there? Next, D is younger to his sister by 5 years. D is younger to his sister by 5 years, but we don't know where D is. C is second to the left of. This is about arrangement. C is the nephew of A's husband. C is the nephew of A's husband. Now understand, C is the nephew of A's husband. C is here, nephew of A's husband. See, look at this. I think this gives us a lot of information again. C is the nephew of A's husband. C is the nephew of A's husband means what? C's parents, C's A's husband, right? C is the nephew of A's husband. So C's parents' brother's wife is A. You getting it? See, C is the nephew. Nephew means what? Your sibling's son. Now, C is the son of G and F. C is the son of G and F. That means B's sibling G, G's son C. So basically, if you see, the relationship of nephew and uncle is between B and C. Right? He's talking about C being nephew. C is the nephew of which person here? See, C is the son of G and F. G and F are the parents. B is the uncle for C. So B's nephew, B's brother's son. Your brother's son is your nephew. B's brother's son. So C is the nephew for B. But here it says C is the nephew for A's husband. I know that from the diagram C is the nephew of B. But the data says C is the nephew of A's husband. So can you say A's husband and B are the same person? Yes or no? C is the nephew of A's husband. According to the diagram, C is the nephew of B. So we can now conclude that A's husband is B. And you see, A and B is a married couple. A and B is a married couple. Now you can connect. C is the nephew of A's husband. A's husband is B and B's nephew is C. So we have already got two married couples. See, the data talked about three married couples. There are three married couples among them. So we have got two married couples. AB is one married couple. GF is the other one. Now move to the next point. Move to the next point. F is 3 years. F is 3 years. Okay, F is 3 places from C. Okay, this is about arrangement. And is sitting between C's wife is also about arrangement. Okay, sitting between C's wife who is 3 years younger to C. Now, here he's talking about C's wife. C's wife who is 3 years younger to C, which means C also is married. C's wife who is 3 years younger to C. So C also is married. We are looking for the third married couple, right? Now, who is C married to? No idea, but definitely C is married. And this is a female person. And we know that C's wife is 3 years younger to C. So if C was born in 1984, the wife was born in 1987. Right? C's wife who is 3 years younger to C. D is the maternal uncle of H. 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 Where is H? And is third to the left of his brother-in-law. Third to the left of his brother-in-law. H is the youngest among them. H is the youngest among them and was born in 2010. Okay. So I think 3 married couples have come. H was born in 2010, so it cannot be H who comes here. In my view, H should be the next generation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 persons have come, right? Out of 7. See, A, B, G, F. G, F and C have come. Who are left out? D, E and H. D, E and H. Here we know that D is the maternal uncle of H. Try to get this relationship. D is the maternal uncle of H. D is the maternal uncle of H. And H is the youngest among them and was born in. So try to connect these 2 points. D is the maternal uncle of H. The other point is H is the youngest among them and was born in 2010. And was born in 2010. And if you look at the last statement, he's also talking about H being third to the right of his grandfather. That means H is the grandchild. See, the point is when you say that H, when you're talking about maternal uncle of H, H may either come in this generation here or H may come in the next generation. But the point about this generation is ruled out because he's talking about H's grandfather. See, if you take H, let's say if you take H in this generation, grandfather will come in this generation. So first generation, second generation, third generation. If grandfather is here, obviously grandfather is older than G. But we know that G is the oldest member in the family. So grandfather cannot be here. Grandfather has to be in the same generation here, this generation. Which means H cannot be here. H has to come in the next line. Are you able to follow? So for the sake of argument, let's say H is the son of C. H is the son of C. And H was born in which year? 2010. Right? The data says that H was born in 2010. You're able to follow? We have ruled out the possibility of H being in the generation above. Right? H has to be in the new generation here. And let's assume H is the son of C. H is the son of C. Okay? H is the son of C. H is the youngest among them and was born in 2010. So that has been done. D is the H's son or daughter is not known, by the way. H can be male or female. But then D is the maternal uncle of H. D is the maternal uncle of H. What do you mean by maternal uncle? Your mother's brother. Your mother's brother. So H's mother is this person, whoever comes here, and her brother is D. You see, D is the maternal uncle of, where is that? D is the maternal uncle of H. Maternal uncle. So D is male. Maternal uncle is obviously your mother's brother. So H and D have also come. H and D have also come. The only person left out is E. E has to be this person. We are done. I think the family tree is done. A and B is one married couple. G and F is, A and B is one married couple. G, F is the other married couple. C and D is the other married couple. D is the maternal uncle of H. Right? H is youngest among them and was born in 2010. H is third to the right of his grandfather. His grandfather. That also concludes that H is a male child. H is third to the right of his grandfather. His grandfather means what? H is a grandfather. And we are using the pronoun his, which means H is male. So we know the gender of all the persons, right? Female, male, male, female, male, female, male, male. And I think in terms of years, only A's age is not known and D's age is not known. Right? Oh, D's age is known here. You look at this point. D is younger to his sister by 5 years. D is younger to his sister by 5 years. Who is D's sister? E, who was born in 1987. D is younger to his sister by 5 years means what? D was born in 1992. Right? D is younger to his sister by 5 years. So sister was born in 87. Brother would be born in 92. So D's age is also known. Only A's age is pending. Do we know A's age somewhere? Somewhere it must be given. A is the wife of B, right? Just try to see. A is the wife of B. Is there anywhere given about A and B? Among A and B, no. G is the oldest member. A's husband is facing inward. B is the brother of G. No. C is the son of sister-in-law. C was born when his mother was. G's wife was born in 1964. Okay. D is younger to his sister by 5 years. C second to the left of B's wife. C's wife who is 3 years younger to C. No. I think A's age is not given. Is it given anywhere? Not really. Chalo, we'll not worry about A's age. Let's see if we have any more. Now let's focus on the arrangement. I think we have only done the family tree so far. Let us look at the arrangement now. Okay, the complete arrangement. So how do we start? So all the remaining points, the points which are not underlined, are to be used for arrangement. So point number 1 says among A and B, one is facing center, the other is facing outward. Look at this point. Among A and B, one is facing center, the other is facing outwards. So which means if A faces center, B faces outward. If A faces outward, B faces center. Right? So we'll do one thing. For center facing arrangement, we will use a cross mark. For outward facing arrangement, we'll use a dot in the family tree so that it is easy. Some notation basically. Nothing new. Don't think that there's a new concept. For center facing arrangement, let's put a cross mark on top. For outward facing arrangement, let's put a dot so that, while doing the arrangement, we are clear. So he says among A and B, one is facing center, the other is facing outward. So if A faces center, B is outward. Look at this point. A's husband is facing inward. A's husband is facing inward. A's husband is what? A's husband is who's A's husband? B. B is facing inward. Inward means what? Center. So put a cross mark on top. B is facing center. You're able to follow. So on top of every person, we have already marked the gender. We will also mark the inward or outward point. So A's husband is facing inward, which means B is facing inward. We know that among A and B, one is facing center, the other is facing outward. Now if B is facing center, obviously A is facing outward. So we'll put outward as dot. You're able to follow. Anything else there? D is facing opposite. D is facing opposite side to that of A. D is facing opposite side to that of A. D is facing opposite side to that of A means what? See, A is facing outward. So D will be facing inward or center. D will be facing center. Where is D? D is facing center. Put a cross mark on top. D is facing center. Right? And is sitting beside A. That we will discuss later. We will use it later. Anything else given about inward, outward? No. C is second to the left of B's wife. Who is to the immediate left of C's father. F is 3 places from C. Sitting beside C's wife. No. Yeah. So I think only 3 points have been given about the center or outwards thing, right? A is facing outward, B is facing center, and D is facing center. Let's try and use it. Let's do one thing. Let's start with this point only. See, what do we know? D is facing opposite side of that of A. So A is facing outward, D is facing center, and is sitting beside A. 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 Who is sitting beside A? D. D is sitting beside A. So let us assume A is seated here. In the arrangement, A is seated here. A, remember, A is outward facing. Dot, right? So A is facing outwards. There are two possibilities. Sitting beside A, no? Okay. Should we start with two possibilities or is there anything better to start with? Let me just think about it, right? Just give me a second. Sitting beside A, there can be two possibilities. D can either come here or here. Both are possible. Anything else that we can start with? C is second to the left of B's wife. Let's use this. Let's use this. Look at this point. We'll not mark D. I'll remove this underline so that we don't get confused later. Let's use this point. C is second to the left of B's wife. Who's B's wife? A. C is second to the left of B's wife. Now A is facing outwards. Left is anti-clockwise. Yes or no? Any person is facing outward. Left is anti-clockwise. C is second to the left of B's wife. B's wife is nothing but, B's wife is A here. This is A. You getting it? From the data. B's wife is A. So C is second to the left of A, first and second. C would come here. C facing center or outwards is not known to us anyway. Then C is second to the left of B's wife and is to the immediate left of C's father. And is to the immediate left of C's father. Who is C's father? C's father is G. C's father is G, but is G facing center or outwards is not known to us. So there are two possibilities. G either comes here or here. See, C is second to the left of A and is to the immediate left of C's father. And is to the immediate left of C's father. So what I'll do is I'll take the second possibility. I don't think we'll be able to complete it in just one shot. We'll have to take the second possibility as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have already marked A facing outwards and C in this position. Now the next point here is said C is to the immediate left of C's father. C is second to the left of A and is to the immediate left of C's father. Who is C's father? C's father is G. C's father is G. Now C is on the immediate left of G. But the point is immediate left of G cannot be decided until we know what is G facing, inwards or outwards. So there are two possibilities. Either G comes here or G comes here. Basically what we know is C is an immediate neighbor of C's father, who is G. C is an immediate neighbor. C is second to the left of A and is immediate left of C's father. C's father is nothing but G. So C is basically on the immediate side of G. So both possibilities have been taken. GC or GC this way. C's position is fixed. G can either come here or here. Now understand, what did it say? The point said that C is on the immediate left of G's father. C's father. C is on the immediate left of G. C is to the immediate left of G. Now according to case 1, this is case 1 and this is case 2. According to case 1, left of G is anti-clockwise. Left of G is anti-clockwise, which means G is facing outwards. According to case 2, left of G has come in the clockwise direction, which means G is facing center. Are you able to follow? So G facing outwards or G facing center. The two cases have been considered. Anything else? F is 3 places from C. F is 3 places from C and is sitting beside C's wife. Who's C's wife? C's wife is E. F is 3 places from C. There are two possibilities. Okay, we will not use that immediately. I think there are two more cases. Let me not use this point immediately. What else is given? D is third to the left of his brother-in-law. Who is D's brother-in-law? C. But C's direction is not known, right? Anything else? D is facing opposite to that of A. Anything given with respect to D? D is third to the left of brother-in-law. Brother-in-law is nothing but C. H is third to the right of his grandfather. Who's H's grandfather? G. I think we can use G here. Yeah, let's use this point. H is third to the right of his grandfather. H is third to the right of his grandfather. Who's the grandfather here? For H, the grandfather is G. Right? H's grandfather is G. So H is third to the right of grandfather. Now G is already marked in both the cases. Look at this. G is marked here. G is here. So third to the right of G. G is facing outwards. So right is in the clockwise direction. First, second, third. H would come here. Here G is facing inwards. So right will be in the anti-clockwise direction. So first, second, third. H would come here. So we use this point. H is third to the right of his grandfather. Right? Anything else? D is third to the left of his brother-in-law. Who is D's brother-in-law? C. So basically D is third to the left of C. D is third to the left of C. Okay. If you use this point, see, D is third to the left of his brother-in-law. D is third to the left of his brother-in-law. D is third to the left of his brother-in-law. Who's the brother-in-law here? D's brother-in-law is C. D's brother-in-law is C. So D is third to the left of C. According to, case 1, third to the left of C. Now left of C can be clockwise or anti-clockwise because C's direction is not known to us. But then D is third to the left of C. So first, second, third, D can come here, or first, second, third, D can come here. There are two possibilities. So let me write it inside. D, D1 and D2. You're able to follow. D is third to the left of brother-in-law who is C. So third to the left of C. First, second, third. Suppose C is facing center. So left will come D this side. C is facing outwards. Left would come this side. In case 2, what happens? D is third to the left of C. Now third to the left of C, understand, first, second, third possible, first, second, third here also is possible. Then I thought something is conclusive here. So there are two possible positions of D, right? First, second, third, this can be D1, first, second, third, D2. There are two possible positions of D, right? Because D is third to the left of his brother-in-law. It depends on, all depends on C's position. Is C facing center or outwards? What else is given? F is 3 places from C and is sitting beside C's wife. Who's C's wife? E. E's position has not been marked yet. Is the data over or? D is sitting beside A. Yeah, I think this point. Very easy. D is sitting beside A. If D is sitting beside A, D2 is eliminated. Here D is sitting beside A, D2 is eliminated. Yeah. So D is confirmed. D comes here and D comes here according to case 2. Now understand, what point did we use? D is third to the left of C. So left of C, first, second, third. Left of C has come in the clockwise direction, which means C is facing center. Here left of C again, 1, 2, 3 has come in the clockwise direction, which means C is facing center. I'll clear out all this scribbling so that it looks neat. We already have very little space. So we have confirmed D's position also. With respect to which point? That D is beside A. So D is beside A, right? That is done. And we know that D is facing center already. Yes or no? This into mark we had marked, right? On top, which means D is facing center. So let's close that also. D is facing center. Here also D is facing center. So out of 8 persons, 5 have been marked. A, D, H, C, G. Right? Who all have been marked? Let us just work on the remaining guys now. A, D, H, and C and G. The left out guys are B, E, and F. B, E, and F. Now look at this. F is 3 places from C. F is 3 places from C. F is 3 places from C. So first, second, third, it cannot come here. First, second, third, F has to come here. 3 places from C can be both ways, but one side is closed already. Here also, first, second, third, F cannot come here. First, second, third, F has to come here. F is 3 places from C, which means 3 places away. First, second, third. F is 3 places from C and is sitting beside C's wife. And is sitting beside C's wife. Who's C's wife? C's wife is E. F is sitting beside E. F is sitting beside E. So here in this case, if F has to sit beside E, E has to come here. In this case, F has to sit beside E, F has to come here. Sorry, if F has to sit beside E, E has to come here. Here, E has to come here. So F and E are also done. Who is left out? B. B comes here. So how do we eliminate? Which is the point that will help us eliminate one of these two cases? Look at this. G is the oldest member and is beside the one who is facing A. G is the oldest member. We did not use this. And G is beside the one who is facing A. Beside the one who is facing A. Who is facing A here? E. G is beside E. No. Who is facing A here? E. Is G beside E? Yes. So case 1 is eliminated. How is it eliminated? See this point which said G is the oldest member and is beside the one who is facing A. In this case 1, A is being faced by E. G has to be beside E. But no, G is not beside E. Here A is being, basically E is opposite to A. A is being faced by E. Strictly speaking, nobody is facing A because A is facing outwards. But then opposite is the meaning here, right? Opposite to A is E and beside E is G. So case 2 is correct. But still the point is who is facing center and who is facing outwards. We have got 3 persons facing center, G, C, D. If we get one more person facing center, we are done. Because there are 4 persons who are facing center and the rest are facing outwards. So who is that one more person? Which point did we miss? Somewhere it would be given, I'm sure. A's husband is facing inward. A's husband. Who's A's husband? B. Done. A's husband is facing inward. We had marked, right? B is facing inward. B is facing inward. Yeah. So done. G, C, B, D are facing inward. So obviously remaining will be facing outward. E faces outwards. F faces outwards. H also faces outwards. And genders anyway you know. Genders and relationships you know. So done. Who are the 4 persons facing inward? D, B, C, G. Who are facing outwards? H, F, E and A. So case 2 along with this. Somewhere it would be given, I'm sure. A's husband is facing inward. A's husband. Who's A's husband? B. Done. A's husband is facing inward. We had marked, right? B is facing inward. B is facing inward. Yeah. So done. G, C, B, D are facing inward. So obviously remaining will be facing outward. E faces outwards, F faces outwards, H also faces outwards. And genders anyway you know. Genders and relationships you know. So done. Who are the 4 persons facing inward? D, B, C, G. Who are facing outwards? H, F, E and A. So case 2 along with this family tree.